Welcome to the While My Batteries Charge podcast. Join us as we talk about all things radio controls. And now, your host,
Folks, this man, he is the king.
Mr. CCxRC himself, Tony CC.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to another While My Batteries Charge podcast. It's been a little while. Things have been busy. We'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll just kick into this. Starting right off the bat, guys, lots of cool new stuff coming. We see that the LMTs are back in stock. That is exciting news. And they've also updated the stickers on them, and we'd mentioned that we would tell you when that was fixed, and they've addressed that issue. So they have better black levels in them. Basically, they looked washed out before. I haven't seen them yet, but they say that they've been improved, and also they have fixed the axles, or they've added more bracing internally inside of them. So that's good news. Lots of other new stuff coming. We saw that Losi has a new 69 Camaro on-road car. Very similar to the old school Vetera lineup of on-road cars. And, you know, we know that all of that's kind of been wrapped up inside of Horizon Hobby. And I've also heard that the Vetera part numbers are now going to be Losi part numbers. So I think they are using the same molds in that. And they've been dubbed and branded under the Losi name, which I'm okay with. It's good to see that there are more options coming for the on-road. Kind of like street, just fun, drive around RCs. They're not super expensive, and they look really, really scale. So that's really cool to see. They have that coming, you guys. Lots of other new things. Arrma just dropped the Arrma Vorteks 3SBLX. I ended up getting one of those sent to me to do some videos on and some testing with. And so on the release day, we were able to put up some videos and have a bash video, and it is a really, really, really fun truck to drive. So it's very similar to the other cars in the lineup. They have changed the body, they've changed the wheels and tires, but the chassis is very, it's the same part number as the Granite as well as the arms. So there's a lot of interchangeability there. The thing that they did change is it does have the new smart Arrma Spectrum ESC. It's a 100 amp ESC, which is similar to what they had before, which was the BLX ESC, the Arrma one. Now it's a Spectrum branded one, Spectrum Arrma 100 amp. Similar, except it does have the smart features in that. So that's something that you're seeing coming through the Horizon lineup now with electronics being Spectrum. We'd already seen it in the other ones where they were using the motor, but the ESC was still an Arrma ESC. I don't know if they were just trying to run through, you know, maybe they already had a bunch of them built and they're trying to get through them or what, but it's been branded over now. But it also has the DX3 transmitter with the SR6200A. It's a 6-channel receiver with AVC built into it, and so that is really cool to see added to these. And I think it's kind of taking a jump towards that, you know, when you're talking pricing and everything, and when Traxxas is justifying their pricing structures, they always say, well, ours comes with a better remote. It's got our TSM, the stability management that they have, traction stability management or whatever. I don't know what the TSM exactly stands for offhand here as I'm trying to think of it. But they do have that in, and they had a better radio with more feature sets. So in this version of this 3SBLX, it's the most advanced in that it does have a better receiver, better radio in it, and it has a smart ESC. Does that mean you have to use smart batteries? Nope. You can cut that off, put on your own ends if you want to. You just won't get the smart features to your radio if you run in that Spectrum ecosphere of products, which to some people may not matter. The reason I like the smart batteries in particular is because of the self-discharge. You know, some of the other things that come along with that in the smart ecosphere is kind of nice, seeing it on your controller, how much battery life is left, and being able to see temperatures and different things that are all sent through the smart system and receivers to the radios, and it's pretty cool to see. So I did just drop a video as well detailing how to install the Bluetooth chip in the DX3 if you want to use it with that particular radio. It does give you some of the features of the smart stuff to their Spectrum dashboard app, which is pretty cool, especially if you're running something like the infraction or, the infraction. Let's take that because it has the brake mechanism in it. And with that servo, if you want to be able to set endpoints on it so you're not burning up servos, the app allows you to go in there and set endpoints, which is really nice and handy to be able to do right there from your phone through the Bluetooth and all of that kind of stuff to it. So that is really, really a nice feature of having that Bluetooth module and the app to the DX3. The other way to do it is if you have a better radio and you hook it up that way, you can do a lot of the same things. So, but if you just want to use a stock radio, it's a $15 chip. It's not very expensive at all. You stick it in there, it gives you a lot more features. It's really easy to install as well. So some of the other stuff's kind of, gimmicky. Same with the Traxxas one, in my opinion. The way that the speed readouts are done and all of that is all based on rollout. It's not actually based on GPS speed monitoring or, kind of using GPS coordinates and times to base a speed on. It's based on revolutions of your motor, like RPMs, that kind of stuff, and the rollout to kind of calculate what the speed would have been. It's just that if you're doing a burnout in the dirt and you're not actually going anywhere, it still might say you went 50 miles an hour, even though you were just doing donuts and not really moving. So that's the only reason. It's pretty cool still tech too. If you are doing speed runs, it's very accurate if you have the rollout right. And we've matched that with a GPS unit versus that, and it's done pretty good. So, but yeah, you have to be able to calculate the rollout, and the Vorteks didn't come with the rollout listed. I have the rollout for the infraction, so I can get the speeds on that. The hard part is on this 3S lineup is that the pinion is enclosed inside of that whole system that they've made to mount and hold everything together with the slipper and all that. So I don't know how to measure the rollout for that without going a lot more technical. So just got a text message there and quickly check. So I do have some batteries on the charger right now. Jens Ace actually sent me 2 of their 8,000 milliamp hour 100C 3S batteries to try out in some of my Arrma 6S vehicles. So there's 2 of them. So it's a match set. It's going to be 6S power, 8,000 milliamp hours. It's going to give me a little bit longer runtime. Not a little bit. It's going to give me quite a bit more runtime. And so those are set up on the charger. It's nice. These bashing batteries, the ones that I got, already come with the EC5 connector, so they'll drop right into any of the Horizon vehicles and rock and roll that are running the IC5. It's the same thing. It just doesn't have the smart features in it, but power-wise, still going to do really, really well. So we'll have videos of that coming up. Going to be dropping that, I think, in my Mojave is what I'm wanting to run. So if that's not bound up, I'll try and bind that up and get a run in with that. Maybe drop them in the infraction as well. But I think really for the bashing line, that's where I want the runtime. The more runtime in the infraction means you're going to burn up your tires in a single run, probably the way that I drive it. So it's really cool seeing everything that's happening right now. COVID's still a weird thing. We went down to USTE and Florida, and that was kind of open, and it was outdoors, which was nice. We're seeing more events coming. I was able to go to Monster Jam while I was there as well, which was an awesome time. The Monster Truck World Finals at Digger's Dungeon are happening. I was just there a couple weeks ago racing and with no limit and did really well, actually. So since racing this year, I've done pretty well with my Pro Mods. I've never won with them before, and now I've got 2 first places with Pro Mod, which is pretty cool to see. I'm now running 2 of the Freestyle Pro Cs, and I think it's just giving me more track time with it, and I'm not running 2 different handling cars and going back and forth between them. Both of my Pro Cs handle very similarly, and so it's all just extra track time when I'm running it. Even if one gets knocked out, the other one feels the same, and I just run whichever one keeps running. So it's actually the storm damage one that I picked up in Connecticut from Doyle, and He sold it to me after he was done racing it there, and man, that one's been fast for me. So he's got it set up really well. I haven't really touched or messed with anything except for putting in Spectrum receivers to go with my radio. But other than that, I've left it pretty much set up. It doesn't have quite as much top end speed, but I actually haven't needed it. So both of the Pro Cs I can be full blast on the whole time pretty much and be under control, and I like that. So if somebody does beat me, it's just because they have more speed and are driving better. So I don't, and that's, I guess, always the case, right? But I'm always at the top of my range with that at full blast. I'm in control, and I like that. I won't get too squirrely, and that's really cool. So if I'm beat just because they're faster, then that's the way it is. But I like it that I'm driving at kind of what I think is the top that I want to be doing with it, and it's handling real good. So done really well, and just in general with some of the racing stuff recently, it's been really fun. But I just like going to hang out anyway, and winning's, just a plus. We had the LMT classes started up there. It's going great. Those things are fast. They were some of the fastest trucks out there that were solid axle, and that was just like the box stock class. I think we turned faster lap times than the Pro Mod was turning, which is pretty crazy how fast these are right out of the box. What else to talk about, guys? I'm just doing this as a quick update of what's happening. I've been super busy with work, so some of you guys know I work like part-time on a contract job, which means I always have some work to do, and then I just pick up freelance stuff to kind of fill that. So I've got, guaranteed half-time work, part-time work, and then I've got to supplement that with other stuff. Well, that supplementing has been crazy recently, which is good. It just means that I'm making the money I need to be making, but I'm having less time to do some of the RC stuff and the YouTube and all that. We're trying. We got this second channel now, the CCxRC Xtras, and we're trying to keep up and just go hard at it. But I feel a little bit more disconnected from the community because I might still be running and posting and doing what I can. Things like this podcast are kind of falling a little bit behind. But we've picked up other things that are kind of filling in there. But the podcast is falling behind partly because I've decided to do video and audio podcasts, to use this on the CCxRC Extras page. And that just means I have to think about doing a little bit more in order to do a podcast. It's more work. It's not the quick speed that I was doing with just the audio on. So I'm not sold on having you guys watching this. I'm not sure if we're going to continue this or not. Because it means I'm doing less podcasts and it's not as quick of a thing, updates for behind the scenes that it was. So I don't know. Something we have to debate. You guys let me know if you really like them on the YouTube side, or if you'd rather audio guys, you can chime in too and just say, hey, we want more podcasts. If video's slowing you down, can the video and do what's easier and faster to get more out the door. Because we could do that, or we could do some of them when I interview people, have those ones be video ones, but all the rest of them just be audio. I'm open to some different things, and I think that's better anyway. When we do have guests on, it is nice to do it as a video as well, to be able to post as a little interview. So that's podcast news. Man, we've got the Raminator running super good right now. Had it out the other day, as well as the bar rebuild. The tractor has been awesome. I've been able to really kind of sculpt the backyard as I want to. And, if faces on jumps are starting to fall apart, I can easily rebuild them or change the layout. And we're just having fun and craziness in the backyard right now. Built a little mini Monster Jam course, and then we took out the little the Axial Yeti Juniors that we have painted up as like the Monster Jam Speedsters, and my sons and I raced those things, and we're having a blast doing that. We got the micro course we've been building, so we have been busy and still doing a lot with RC. But I don't know, there's just kind of a little bit of a disconnect that I'm feeling. I don't know if it's with the YouTube or the Facebook and the commenting and kind of interacting, but I've felt it, and I'm just wanting to let you guys know that I feel it, and I'm trying to remedy it and find ways to be more active and engaged We have the another one of the RC Amigos freestyle challenges coming up. I am going to be out of town for a little bit on some video shoots that are pretty high profile, pretty cool, that I can talk about maybe afterward, not before. So it's really cool opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try and shoot some stuff here, maybe even this video I'm doing right now with the Mojave that I'm talking about on the podcast. I might have to schedule that so that when I am gone, I'll at least have a couple videos drop, because YouTube is not very forgiving when you just kind of drop off the face of YouTube. They want you current and making products in order for them to push it. Making products, making videos, which is to them, the product is videos. So you're making product for them by making videos and bringing people to their page or their video consumption world. But yeah, it's interesting how it all works, and I'm trying my best to keep up. I can't do the dailies like some of these guys are cranking out, man. I've been chatting with Joe from CCxRC a lot, and man, he is putting in the work, and it's paying off, man. His channel is growing. He's got awesome content. He's got really good information. So I know most of you guys, if you're subscribed to me, more than likely you're subscribed to him and following him. Definitely very, very cool stuff coming from CCxRC. And he's been really killing it with some of the new stuff for the Rift and the Vidavon parts. And yeah, I'm tracking what he's doing. That is for sure. But yeah, so we're getting plans going. We just finished our Vanquish VS410 build. One of the best RC builds that I have actually done. I've only done a handful, maybe 10 builds complete. And it was probably one of the best experiences of building one. Very, very easy to put together. Everything just fit like it should. Their instructions were clear. The body was probably the hardest part of the build, was painting it up and getting it all assembled with the little pieces. But all of the rest of it, transmission, chassis, axles, all of that, and the shocks were already built, which is awesome. Maybe that's why I like the build so much, was because I didn't actually have to build the shocks. They were pre-built. I just put oil in them. But that truck handles really awesome. We're running the new Spectrum Smart brushless system in it. I just wanted to try it out. It looked very much like the Axe system, which I already really like. And so, so far, so good. 2100 kV. I ran it on 3S power. Felt very smooth, very planted. The whole vehicle did. So I look forward to getting that out on the trail more often. We are gearing up for Axialfest Badlands. So I've got a couple of busy months here. So after I get back from this trip, we will be heading to Stone Mountain for the Fur Baby Crawl that Wayne and Honey Lulu are putting on in Georgia. And lots of cool people going to be there. Lots of people I know from YouTube. I look forward to meeting for the first time. And should be an awesome, awesome day of crawling and having some fun together. And then we've got the World Finals after that. I know Horizon Fest is happening. I don't currently have plans to be there. In fact, I have another shoot that I have to go on for a week or so, and I think it overlaps. But we will be at Badlands. We have our campsite already reserved. The other thing that's been killing my time recently is we've ripped out all the carpeting and all the furniture, for the most part, out of the RV. It's an old RV, you know. It's 19 years old. So 19-year-old carpet in there. So we ripped it all out. We're putting down some peel and stick vinyl because it's lightweight. And with these things, you got to stay lightweight. And it just cleans easier than carpet does. And with all the dirt we bring in and all that kind of junk, it just makes sense. And we're trying to, as our kids get bigger, figure out different ways for sleeping, because the motorhome we bought isn't really a massive amount of people sleeper. It was probably meant for a single couple. It does have a pull-out couch bed. It was really uncomfortable. and then it has the table that drops down, which they say it sleeps 2. It's supposed to sleep 6, but nah, not a chance. And every day, putting it in and out just got old, and so we're figuring out a new way to do it, and it's been a lot of brain power being put to it to try and figure that out as well, with some different furniture from like Wayfair and IKEA and things. So trying to make it look a little bit more modern. But that's something we got going on. Hopefully we'll have that all wrapped up and ready for Axialfest to take there. And but yeah, with the travel that I'm doing and the event travel that we're going on, that's a lot of weekends coming up that are just tore up. And it's all right. We're enjoying it. It is busy, but there should be lots of content coming. And some of that maybe that disconnect that I've been feeling, and it's really only been the last couple of weeks, I think. Because there was a lot of connection. Maybe it was just that there was connection overload, RC overload, which I miss. Matt, get some RCs and get out there, man. But there's been an overload of stuff that was happening when the LMT came out. And so maybe it's just that it's not at that high level anymore, and it feels like things have gone backwards, but actually they've just kind of gone back to normal. I don't know. I'm trying to stay engaged, but I'm definitely feeling a little different. So say hello. I'll say hello back. We'll definitely keep in touch. I do have some more interviews planned. I need to get in touch with RC Reactivated, get him on the podcast here. We've been talking about doing it. Just need to set up a time and get that going. And we're really working on growing out some of the stuff with the Xtras, giving you guys behind the scenes access there. No cost, no memberships needed. It's just another channel that, it might not be content that would be mainstream for the main channel because it's too in the weeds, but some people like that stuff and they like all the details. So we're going to try and offer that to you guys through the Xtras channel. And we're also using it to put these longer things like the podcasts on that are just sitting here talking, hanging out. But, I think that's it. There are some new things. I do have on order one of the drag Losis, the Camaro, and still waiting for that to come in. Hopefully it's going to be coming in here soon. I don't even remember when the release date is on that. I think it might be next month, actually, now that I think about it. I think it's May. I think they just got word out because the big event was happening in Vegas, and I think they wanted to be out in front of that. We're still waiting as well to hear from Traxxas what's going on with their drag truck. I think they both kind of were like, Losi was like, we want to get it out before the King of the Streets event, and then Traxxas saw them do it, and they're like, oh, we need to get out ours too before everybody buys the Losi one to let them know, hey, hold on a second, we've got something coming too. But I'm definitely curious to see both of them. And Kyosho's supposed to have something new coming for us to the Monster Jam World Finals. I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm excited about it because I'm thinking it's going to be something solid axle since it's coming to the Monster Truck event. Maybe it's just going to be a new monster truck, but it's not solid axle. I don't know. We'll see. They definitely had the Mad Crusher and stuff like that, so maybe there's something new in the works with that too. That seemed like a pretty solid platform with the axles and everything. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning into another While My Batteries Charge podcast. We're going to wrap this thing up and get ready to do some running. We got some batteries charging. We got the Mojave ready, and it's time to tear up the yard a little. It rained yesterday. We didn't get to run. Today we'll give those Gen Z's batteries a little go for their money. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you in the next podcast.